Welcome to HFMA's Annual Conference 2025, live from Denver. I'm excited to be here today with Stephanie from Zelis, and we're going to have a conversation. Stephanie, welcome.
Thank you, I appreciate you having me.
So, in today's environment of growing workloads and tighter margins, what sets high-performing revenue cycle teams apart when it comes to managing payments?
Yeah, throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to work with hundreds of practices, revenue cycle teams. And when I think about the ones that are really high performing and the ones that are set apart from the others, a few things come to mind. One is their commitment to setting goals and then pairing those goals up with the KPIs needed to measure those and monitor that progress. And they're very intentional of not only making sure that they set the goals, but everyone on the team and the key stakeholders are aware of those goals and they're tracked in a very public way. So I've seen those on whiteboards, I've seen digital dashboards, and some things as simple as like a PowerPoint that's circulated. But the important thing is everyone's clear on those goals and then how they're performing against them. And the other thing that sets out to me for high performing practices is their commitment to really looking at the tedious, error-prone areas of the rev cycle, and then making sure that they're using data to identify the right area that they want to focus on for automation and making improvements to reduce that lag and improve their efficiency.
I really like that practical advice of focus for folks. So as we think about that, what are some practical ways organizations can reduce denials and drive more efficiency across the payment workflows?
I think to drive efficiency and reduce denials, it's very critical to start off how you're viewing it to begin with. So denial management needs to be thought of in this strategic arm of the practice in a very strategic function, rather than this operational cleanup effort. So once you think of it in that strategic way and you start looking at the data and you find the denial trends, then you really want to understand what's the systemic problem that's causing that. And then while you're addressing the correction of resolving the denials, you're also very mindful of what's preventing it. How do you go upstream? So you're working your backlog at the same time that you're building the dam that's creating the inefficiencies and the problems from starting. And that can look like training staff members on how to check for coordination of benefits or running eligibility. We see a lot when it comes to like updating templates and working on the coding. So really thinking about that prevention of it, and then again staying focused on the automation and really where you want to focus on driving the efficiencies from that investment standpoint.
So when we think about best practice in revenue cycle, we think about people, process, technology, and culture. Mm-hmm. So that last one, a culture, how can leaders foster a culture of high performance in their revenue cycle teams, from measurement to recognition and team alignment?
Yeah, as a leader, this is really my favorite place, is building that culture, and personally that's where I get fed the most. And we've really already started that foundation by establishing clear goals and then tracking those KPIs. Team members thrive when the expectation of them is very clear and they understand how they're impacting those goals, and they can really take ownership of that. So once you've got that foundation, then you get to add some fun to it. That's when you really want to celebrate. You want to celebrate the wins. And it can be, as somebody resolved a denial that was really tricky. You have the data to show that impact. So, sharing that out publicly, whether that's through team meetings or emails. Most organizations have some type of reward program that they can do. And then celebrate anything that contributes to the culture that you're trying to create. So whether that's collaborations, moments of innovation where they take ownership, to celebrate that, and it becomes infectious of everybody wanting to be part of that. And then the added bonus for creating that type of culture as a leader, when it's time to ask for additional resources or investment in the automation that you've identified that you need, then you're already able to show the impact that your team is having on the financial goals of the practice. And it really shifts your position of your team from a cost center to really helping understand how your team is driving revenue from the practice. And that makes those conversations for additional investment a lot easier.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you, Zelis, very much for your time and your insights today.
Thank you so much.